All right, we are here today at the Mustache Cast with Stefan. Stefan,
Hi.
welcome, and nice mustache, by the way.
Right back at you. Yours is more mature though. I didn't grow it for that long. You can
Thank
see it, I
you.
think.
So, Stefan, you are a ghostwriter, right? LinkedIn ghostwriter?
Yes, I do. I started on Twitter ghostwriting a few years ago, but now LinkedIn is the main thing. I still have some Twitter clients from the past and emails as well. So yeah, all things more short form copywriting, I guess.
Okay. Can you give us a brief introduction on how you started and maybe what exactly do you do?
Sure. I started back in 2020 when the first lockdown hit and I lost my job. I was working in a hotel. So there was only one way to make money online. But the best way was to make money online, right? Because everything was
Hmm.
closed. So I started growing Instagram theme pages at the time, like motivational quotes, business news, stuff like this. And over that, I learned copywriting. Before I even knew it is a skill, it was natural by growing the pages. And about 3.5 years ago or something, I then switched to more ghostwriting on Twitter. And yeah, about a year and a half ago, LinkedIn came into place. Or let's say, at the beginning of last year, I started posting myself on LinkedIn because a client asked me to write his LinkedIn. So I was like, okay, I need to start my own eventually as well. And in the last year, 2025, I made over 50,000 for myself just from LinkedIn. Basically saved my freelancing business with this. I generated over 2 million, probably by the time more close to 3 million for clients on Twitter, email, and LinkedIn. And all just by writing posts and knowing how to grow pages, how to generate leads. That's about the quick story.
All right, so that's K annual ARR.
Yeah, it was 50K from February 2025 till the December. Yeah, just from LinkedIn. Of course, I had
Just
like
from LinkedIn.
clients before and clients outside LinkedIn, but from
Mhm.
LinkedIn attributed revenue, I would say it's what was a bit over 50K. Yeah.
What would you say triggered this change from Max to LinkedIn for you? And how do you see it? Like, you think you couldn't reproduce these results with X?
Mm, I was never quite successful on X from my own page. Just for clients. And at some point, I didn't want to even restart my own page on X. What I did was joining LinkedIn because one client that I had asked me to do his LinkedIn. And I was like, okay. So I started watching YouTube videos and getting into LinkedIn. And then I was like, okay, I have to start my own page just because then you are closer to the platform. I can test more because with client content, you can't test as much, right? You're still having their brand. For myself, I didn't care, right? I am a very natural open to what I post, and I don't care if something flops or if I offend someone or whatever. So I started posting, I think it was like around 12th, 13th of February last year on my own LinkedIn. And it became quite the platform for myself really fast. And because I had previous experience, right, from clients from other platforms. And right now it's my main platform.
All right. Yeah. Would you say that right now, I guess this is a little bit of tricky question, but would you say for personal branding, what is the difference between LinkedIn or X? Like if someone is thinking about investing some more time into
Mm.
doing personal branding, what would you recommend?
I wouldn't recommend one platform for everyone. I would say it's very depending on what industry you're in, what you're doing, right? I'm coming from Instagram. I personally don't use Instagram for myself, except for, personal memes maybe or something.
Mm-hmm.
But still, Instagram is good if you're like a fitness guy, right?
Yes.
Fitness also works really well on X. X is for, I guess, mobile apps, big thing on X, tech related in general, although other tech parts are also on LinkedIn. If you are in the VC space, LinkedIn is probably the way to go. If you want to raise funds or you are an investor, LinkedIn is the number one thing. So it depends very much on the industry. I primarily worked with tech founders, and the more mobile app people were more like on X. I also have mobile app clients on LinkedIn, and the VC tech stuff is more on LinkedIn. Yeah, it's hard to say pick this one platform. It's really about what you want to do or which niche you are in, which industry, and then you have to pick. For example, if you are a writer and you just want to write and eventually monetize through your newsletter, sponsorings or whatever, I would even recommend Substack right now. It's a more newer platform, not many people are on it. But for writers who just want to reach people with their writing in general, maybe novels or whatever, Substack might be the play.
Okay. And so today, basically, you are selling your services. You have your clients. So what is your current MRR?
It's around a little bit under 10K usually, right?
Okay.
So it's always around this 8 to 10K. And yeah, it's solely from ghostwriting services right now. But I'm trying to pivot, right? Because I was at the part of the beginning of the year where I was like, okay, do I want to scale this to like 20, 30,000, which I obviously could with LinkedIn and with my system. However, I'm not really aspiring to run a ghostwriting agency, right? I'm just freelancing. I don't have any SDRs, account managers, or other writers writing for me. I solely work for myself with different systems and AI tools. And I don't want to take on any more ghostwriting clients. So I just do the ghostwriting as a day job right now. And the main part of my afternoons and evenings is right now building my personal brand in a way it's not just ghostwriting, as well with sharing my knowledge in different kinds of products. So I'm trying to launch free products, free resources, lower ticket, higher ticket. I'm kind of testing and like throwing stuff on the walls, seeing what sticks. But yeah, main income, main MRR is fully ghostwriting service right now.
Okay, so basically you reached like a nice MRR with ghostwriting. It's a really nice revenue amount. And now you're thinking on how to take the next steps on scaling it and somehow kind of selling a product instead of selling your time, right? Because even, as you said, you can scale to more than 10K, but then it would require more of your time as well, right?
100%. Because right now I'm spending like 20 hours a week on the ghostwriting. It's not like a full-time job at all. So I could...
Which is quite good for 10K, 20 hours for 10K.
It pays well.
Yeah.
But not because ghostwriting in general pays well. It probably does more than average, but I just perfected my craft. I always look, how can I decrease time, my input time, but also increase the quality of the content for my clients and the results, right? And since this year, I'm really, really good at this, in my opinion. So I'm happy with it. Again, I could work 40, 60 hours and get to 30K MRR with ghostwriting, but I don't want that. I really don't. Because then it would be just another hamster wheel, whatever you want to call it, because who wants to work 60 hours a week just for the money, right? Why not having, in my case, why not having just, okay, quote unquote, just, right? But then spend the time on other leverage stuff. And a good example for this is the first 2 months of the year, I spent more time on building the personal brand and the offers and the products there, but made $0, just thinking I know long term and for the rest of the year, it will pay off more and the leverage will be bigger. But it's a lot of work and a lot of brand building and stuff and testing before it actually pays off.
Let's just go a little bit more deep into ghostwriting, because it looks like it's a good business. So suppose someone wanted to start with ghostwriting. How did you start, and how would you advise for someone to start it? What would be the steps?
So how did I start? It was actually like the copywriting on Instagram, writing Instagram captions. I didn't know what copywriting was. Then I became a pretty decent copywriter. Eventually figured out it's an actual skill. And at one time when I was looking around, okay, what can I do beyond Instagram? I saw a YouTube video from J.K. Molina, very famous ghostwriter or info guy as well. I was like, okay, ghostwriting, it sounds so cool, but it has this cool touch to it, right? It's not like, oh, I'm a marketer, no, I'm a ghostwriter. So based on this, I started ghostwriting. And how would I suggest people if they want to start is 2 things. First, you actually need to want to write and need to learn the writing skill in general. And the second, obviously, is AI systems. But many people do it wrong. Many content creators on LinkedIn in general, they think AI can replace all of that. But the problem is, if you don't have the skills in place, and I was a ghostwriter and copywriter before AI, then you can't do it better, do it faster. AI would just like scale your randomness of not having the skill. You know what I mean? Yes. So yeah, first get a good foundation, read some copywriting books or some writing books in general, write, of course, and then use AI systems to scale and get on more clients.
So first, like, learn about copywriting. You can watch some videos on YouTube, read some books. You gave one name that could be a starter. And then start writing like for yourself, or immediately try to get a job writing for someone else?
Both, I would say. Both. So you should publish yourself. I started publishing myself, but I then took a break from it, which was a mistake, right? But yeah, if you start from zero right now, I would definitely say write for yourself. Just publish your thoughts on Substack, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever it may be. And don't get hooked on creating your own piece of content and calling it a day and thinking you are successful, which is good to post your own piece of content. But if you want to make money as a ghostwriter, you need actually to write for other people. And if you start with zero experience, you could still do it, but it's hard if you don't write for a good amount of people, right? So what I would do is just offer people free work in exchange for testimonial. Not like, oh, I work for you for free forever, but like, let me write 5 LinkedIn posts for you for free. And if you like them, you just send me a quick message and give me feedback, right? So I can use this testimonial or maybe a quick video if the person is open to that. And yeah, it's this way you can actually get paid as well. If you just know the boundaries between where to stop with the free work and where to ask for the sale, you will be fine.
And how would it usually be charged? Like, do you charge per hour? Do you have a retainer?
It's retainer, yeah.
Retainers.
Yeah.
In 10K,
Well, ideally you have 2 clients.
2 clients.
Would be, but I have more as well, and like charging 5K for ghostwriting in today's age might be harder than a few years ago. It depends. If you are completely new, I would still never charge below 1,000 retainer, even if you're new. So then you would need 10 clients, which is hard to do alone, especially as a beginner. However, I have around 6 or 7 clients at a time usually, right? Anywhere from 1 to 3K a month on a retainer. It depends, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I would charge per retainer, but in the beginning, I mean, if you do some free work, let's say if you start right now, I wouldn't even do LinkedIn or X. I would start with email directly. The reason is if people have a list but write shitty emails, this is for you the easiest way to get a leverage on their audience and make them more money than they would pay you. Or in the beginning, if you write one email for free and they really like it, send it to the email, they may even make some money and didn't even pay you anything, which then is for you an easy sell to actually make some money from them, right? Or with
Also,
them.
it's very easy to track, right?
Yeah.
With email, analytics are really good and you can see results like very fast.
With one email, yeah. If they have a list, let's say 2, 4, 5,000 people on the list, like actively, and you write one good email because you wrote 20 emails for yourself or for free for other people, and then you know what to do. By the way, there's like lots of frameworks, right? You don't have to, how do I write an email? No, just go online, find the frameworks, learn from people who do it already really well, and just copy their frameworks, right? So if you do it with email, I would suggest, let me write 2 emails for free. Then the tricky part there is more like finding the people who are serious about this and actually post your emails. Because some say, okay, yeah, give me the free value, then they never post it, they ghost you afterwards, whatever. So if you have the serious people and they actually post your emails, see the conversions in sales, in whatever it may be, landing page clicks, then they see you can make the money. And then you say, okay, the next 3 emails I write you for 500, or the next 10 emails I write you for 1,000. And after that, we do a retainer for whatever emails, let's say 3 a week for 1,000 if you're a beginner, right? It's still $80 per email. It's not a lot if you think in the grand scheme of ghostwriting and email marketing, but as a beginner, it's still amazing, right? Yeah. So yeah, I would go that route, work with people who have an email list, but don't send good or no emails at all.
All right. And any tips or suggestions on where to find these people, where to find these potential clients?
On social media, yeah. So
social media, of course.
It depends. When I said start writing for yourself as well, I would only do it on one platform, and I would pick the platform the way that helps my business. So again, if I want to work with app guys, I would start on X, right? If I want to work with VCs and investors, I would start on LinkedIn, and then you post yourself there and obviously reach out to people, comment and engage with them on the platform as well. The easiest is probably LinkedIn though. Again, depends on the niche, but the easiest is LinkedIn for the reason that sending connection requests is like a unique feature. You don't have that on any other platform. Like following a person on Instagram or X is not that effective like sending connection request. So this would be probably the easiest way to get clients.
Okay. Is outreach and outbound part of ghostwriters' skills or services as well? Do you also do that for your clients?
It depends. I would say it's part of your skill set eventually because you do it for yourself as well. And a ghostwriter is usually doing the stuff for others that he does for himself if it's a good ghostwriter. However, I don't do outreach for clients. I have clients where I just send the content, so I'm not even logged into their social media profiles. It's more of like, I guess, a co-writing, you can call it. I send, they maybe change a sentence or two and then publish themselves. And I have LinkedIn clients where I am logged in. And what I'm doing here is I write the content, they prove it, then I schedule it on LinkedIn. And I also send connection requests just because I think it makes a huge difference if you just post on LinkedIn or post and send connection requests. And founders are usually either too busy or too lazy to do it themselves. So I included it in my LinkedIn service. This plus the positioning on top, right? So I make sure the profile is well optimized. I send connection requests, I post the content. That's like the standard service from me.
So you don't do the messages, the
No.
follow-up? No? Okay.
It's
But
too
your
much
clients-
work. If you work with a ghostwriting agency, it's usually they do it, right? But if you work with freelancers, it's not the case just because I can't handle different DMs by myself. I can barely handle my own, right? It would be too much.
Yeah, but they do. Your clients, they do it. They do also
It
do
depends.
outreach.
If they have a higher ticket, yes, of course. But I also have like SaaS people who just, we send the traffic to their website and their blogs or whatever, and nobody touches DMs there basically.
Let's compare the, let's say, effectivity of LinkedIn with other media channels. So for example, for SaaS, you said you have some SaaS clients. Is LinkedIn good for SaaS? Like, can you actually get people to sign up and subscribe to your app?
Yeah.
Does it work? How does it work?
It's the same system. Just sometimes you push DMs and then close them in the DMs or book calls. And with SaaS, you just send them to the blog, to the checkout page, to this feature on the website. So the one SaaS client that I have, he's consistently making or adding a 5K MRR from LinkedIn every month, right? And it works pretty well.
Adding 5K per month.
I guess it half. So the half of the 5 to 6K is like completely new MRR. And the other half is like people who subscribed last month, but are still subscribed, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Right. So he's adding, let's say he's adding 5,000 every month at least from LinkedIn, right? And this is like the lower, like we also had 7, 8K months. So this is one way and it works for him. I have another one that is more on X. He is building a B2C to B platform, and it's only from his X. Like only the traffic is only coming from X. So it works also pretty well. I think the biggest thing in general there, maybe for low ticket even more important, is like building in public, right? You give updates, what you're doing, not just, oh, here's a new feature, no, but what you're trying, what you're implementing, what maybe didn't work as well. And this is really, really well perceived on LinkedIn and X as well. Yeah. It works. SaaS works 100% on LinkedIn and on X. Yeah. It depends on the SaaS in general.
Do you write like all types of posts? Like you do lead magnets, you do general like updates, building public updates, videos you can't do, of course, as a ghostwriter. But what type of content do you have? A favorite type of content, or you do like kind of different types of content?
I actually did videos. Not I wrote the scripts. We got millions of views on Instagram a few years ago with my ghostwritten scripted reels, but this was for a coach. No. So what I do is lead magnets. I do sometimes. I guess that to answer your question, the best way is there are 3 types of content, right? We have more like growth content, which is broader, maybe industry, things happened, or Claude bot, whatever that is launched right now. This would be more growth content. Then we have more authority pieces, which show that you or the person writing actually knows their space and actually has skills, right? It could be, okay, I build this SaaS and we do this, and like all the experience, expertise. And then we have like more personal posts, which can be just a personal story, right? Does it have to be business related? Can be. Yeah, this is like the different content types. But yeah, it's less of a here's an update general post. It's more like okay, here's a story that happened, I guess.
With a goal, like you have a goal, like either get people to sign up for the SaaS or...
Yeah, there's always a call to action, 100%. There's like, I think if there's not a call to action, it must be really hard hitting last sentence that makes them think or like at least comment or remember this, right? But in general, I'm a big fan of CTAs. So especially for SaaS, I like to always link a resource that works well if the person has a blog article or like a blog to the SaaS, right? Or like any online stuff. If they have lots of free features, for example, and then you can always link to a free feature because it's free, right? And in all 10 posts or so, you link to a paid feature, whatever. Yeah, this is definitely a thing. Always link to something or ask for a comment, a follow, anything.
Okay. Okay. And the lead magnets, you also do the lead magnet, not just the post.
It depends. Right now, I'm creating a lead magnet for a client. This is good because I can charge extra for it. But lead magnet posts I always do, right? Because it's a normal post after all. And then it depends. Some clients have so many potential lead magnets, right? It could even, a blog article could also be a lead magnet if you write it the perfect way, right? But yeah, if they don't have them, I also create lead magnets just because at the end, it's also a piece of content that needs to be written in their voice for a specific target audience, which essentially is what a ghostwriter does.
Suppose someone wants to start with personal branding. Could you maybe just talk a little bit about the importance of personal branding? Like, does it make sense to do personal branding? Also, what is exactly personal branding for you? And then if you can go into how to actually do personal branding, like how to grow your brand, grow your audience, and in the end, of course, selling things with your personal branding.
So the first important thing about personal branding that people rarely understand is everyone has a personal brand, but rarely one is building it, right? So if you just think about your circle of friends, even your family, they also have a personal brand. So it might be, I don't know, one of your friends always posting. It's one of my friends actually. One of my friends is always posting when he is going for a run. Right? He's into running. He runs here 10K, 20K, whatever. And his personal brand on his obviously personal Instagram with a few hundred followers, but his personal brand is he goes for a run. Right. And everyone has it. Like maybe my mom would be posting about cake recipes, whatever it is. Right. So everyone has that personal brand. If you want to build one, you need to ask yourself what you want to actually stand for. Right. So maybe it's not just the running. Maybe you want to add that you also cycle or you also go to the gym. Or if it's in business, you don't only want to post about that you're building one product. Maybe you also want to post that you are traveling while building that product. You're living digital nomad lifestyle, whatever you want to say. Or as well, you go to the gym. So you just don't build the product, you also go to the gym. So building a personal brand is basically showing your life in a way that's okay for you to share, so you don't need to overshare, but also that actually attracts. So if you just post your food, your fitness, your cakes and your ice cream, but then you want to sell a SaaS, it's hard because why would they buy it, right? Nobody cares about your SaaS if you're just posting food. So yeah, I think you had two questions. This is like how I would say is personal branding, but the second question was what again?
Let's go into, okay, so personal branding to you is about like telling a story, right? It's about like
and
telling
showing your
a
life.
company story, showing your life, kind of like a reality show, because people in the end, they connect with stories, right? Okay. And how do you think it's important right now, like personal branding? Yeah. Do you think it's important? Do you think it's something worthwhile, like worth investing time on?
I mean, I'm biased maybe, but I indeed think it's 100% important. And the big reason is AI, right? AI made valuable content obsolete. Like valuable content, and just because this is what I said in the beginning of my social media journey when I was on Instagram and everything, I always said, oh, post valuable content. And while it's still true, it is not the main thing anymore because valuable content, everyone can AI ask for valuable content, right? How to grow on LinkedIn, you can ask AI. How to write a blog, you can ask AI. This is valuable content. But what they can't just Google or ask AI for is the insights. So you as a personal brand become unique by sharing your insights and your expertise that no one else has. Sure, you now can say, oh, I only grew 1,000 email subs, someone grew 10,000, but it doesn't matter. That is like comparing, that is unnecessary. So building a personal brand is 100% important in this day and age because maybe in 1, 2, 5 years, nobody knows how long it will be, personal insights is the only thing that will separate you from all the AI slop, all the AI content. And maybe right now it's AI slop and bad content or not the best, but it will get so much better. Or if you don't build a personal brand, AI will just take your spot and maybe a whole industry or niche, depending on where you are, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. Also, like it's so much easier to build right now, right? So people, they connect more with stories and with who's building. So if you put your face out there, it's going to be much easier for you to sell your product than you
100%.
just, I don't even think it's possible to create a product and without showing yourself. Some years ago, you
Yeah.
could just build a SaaS and yeah, the SaaS is there. You could do SEO and these things, it would work. But now it's very difficult without, because there's so many people doing it, right?
Yeah. It reminds me of building my Instagram theme pages. I rarely showed my face there either, right? It was a logo, it was some branding. But at the end, people like to connect with people and people buy from people that they trust, right? So it's harder to trust a brand page and the company logo than the person behind it. And the good thing is, you don't have to be that polished anymore, right? This whole corporate logo-ish polished thing, it is not necessary anymore because you just show, again, you show your insights building in public, maybe even where you fail, and this resonates with the audience pretty well.
Okay, and then the last question of those 3 questions was, suppose someone wants to start personal branding. Someone is convinced, and then, okay, what should that person do? One, of course, could hire a ghostwriter, but let's say, how could that person do on her own, like to start a personal brand? Like, what should she post about? Or what would she write? Should she write about? How would she grow an audience? Of course, I know it's very difficult to, each one's case is a case, but let's try to keep it in a simple way, some advice for someone who's starting.
Yeah. So if you have a running business and have the financial means, then you should hire someone. And you probably want to hire someone because learning this is a whole new skill and you maybe just want to focus on your business. But if you are just starting or you want a side hustle or somehow supplement your 9 to 5 or your freelancing, whatever, then I would just easily commit to one platform and depending on the platform, but one post a day, I guess, for some time. I also, when I started with LinkedIn, I posted every day for 30 days. Right now, I even advertise with my offer without posting daily, which is good. I don't post daily anymore. My clients don't post daily. But if you want to start right now, you pick one platform, you post once a day for 30 to 60 days. So you not only get in the habit of posting and writing, you also get in the habit of improving it and seeing, okay, what is exactly my audience? Because you most likely don't know your audience, right? So this way you find it. You also don't know which content formats work for you. So in you post in 30 days, you can test a lot of different. The speed of the learning curve is so much faster if you post every day for the first 30 days. And how to do it? Again, check out people or even personal brands that you like, what they post and which direction they are going, and then copy them. Not like copy their posts one-on-one, but like copy their frameworks, copy what they are doing. Are they doing a lot of carousels, which is not the case on LinkedIn anymore, for example? Right? It was the case a year ago or 2. Right now, if you go on LinkedIn, maybe it's more meme content. So I'm not sure if that's the best way to start. But yeah, you need to find your formats, you need to find your audience, and the best way to do it is by just publishing every day.
Just posting.
And you I guess you have some experience, right, and expertise that you can share. It's like the imposter syndrome that says, I don't know anything, which is usually not the case, right?
Yeah. So, kind of like breaking the ice, right? So you start, I'd say like probably your posts in the beginning, they will not be great.
No.
But at least you will be doing it, right? You'll be doing
100%.
it and you'll be learning, even maybe just do text, don't even need like images.
Yeah.
But then you
whatever is easier for you. The easy minimums is way better than the maximums. So if it scares you to post every day for 30 days, then post every second day. But then post every second day and don't stop after 6 days. You know what I mean?
Yes. All right. Good advice. Going back into the ghostwriting, what is your strategy now for scaling this? We spoke a little bit. You said you're trying some things in what sticks. How would you see like going from ghostwriting into scaling? What are the possibilities here? Like, do you can like launch a digital product, you can launch, even go like launch an app or launch like courses, cohorts. What are the existing strategies and what are you focusing on?
Great question. The answer is not that focused. I really like throw shit at the wall and see what sticks right now. So I launched a free email course, which will be one of the pillar content pieces. I know because it's very well made and I did it based on what I knew already. Then I launched a workshop already. I will do different workshops. I think workshop is a really low friction entry point, right? You just pick one topic that you know about and you talk about it for an hour, or you like actually do things on the screen like I did. I also launched a little GPT, like a little diagnostic tool. I don't know if it's a thing, right? Maybe if we talk again in a month, I will say that the GPT tool is completely useless, right? What I will not do in the beginning now is launching a full-on course because it's not validated, right? Say if I do 5 workshops and 4 of them are really great and people love it, then maybe I do a course of the 4 or 5 workshops, right? But I try to launch smaller products, and towards the end of the year I maybe bundle them or make a bigger product out of it. But at the end, the main thing for me is, and I realized this week, is talking to more people and offering them stuff and seeing what they actually need, right? On one side, I know it because I'm doing it for some time, but on the other side, I got really lazy in with DMs. Even I stopped posting on LinkedIn because I was like, okay, I have enough ghostwriting clients. I don't want anymore. And this whole digital product thing just got me back into it, right? So yeah, I just go with the flow a little bit there. Try to launch at least 2 offers, free or paid, a month, and see what actually helps the people. Pre-selling is also a good thing. So that one workshop I basically pre-sold and I recorded only after I had some sales, which worked perfectly fine. Yeah. So this is the play.
So when you say offering things for people, you mean offering with already like a price or offering for free? How do you do it?
Both. But essentially being in the DMs and having conversations to see if the things that you think they need and the things that my ghostwriting clients need actually also are necessary for people who do it themselves. Because the big difference is here, I'm not doing it for them. I'm either doing it with them or they do it themselves based on my knowledge, right? So I need to see where is there but yeah.
So like
that's why
talking to
yeah.
people, understanding if they really need it.
Yeah, because all my clients are clients that don't want to do it themselves, right? Sure, we have the one or two that do the co-writing with me, but the others are like, okay, you are the expert, do it, and I just tell you, okay, I like this or like don't like the content, right? And while if you do like a consulting or coaching offer, they need to do it themselves, right? Which is a challenge at the beginning, but I'm very confident on it. And yeah, that's why I'm building in public myself on Substack, right? So I have my audience on LinkedIn, but I'm sharing what I do and how I'm building this new kind of business on Substack myself. Because again, I think building in public and just sharing what you do is a really good way to build a brand.
So you were growing a mail list on Substack and at the same time LinkedIn. Those are your main channels.
Exactly. It's the only 2 channels right now that I'm working on.
You're not doing YouTube, neither X anymore?
Not for myself, no. No, I think X for myself is a too toxic platform. I'm on it a little bit, and obviously for client content to get inspiration, but I don't know. I get always too toxic. Same with Instagram though. I don't like to use it because it gets too toxic too fast.
How do you grow your mail list? So you advertise it on your LinkedIn and you grow it through there, also on Substack, which now is a social network as well.
Yeah, so I grow my list on Kit with LinkedIn, and like free resources are on Kit, hosted on Kit. So the email list is there. Substack, I grow with notes, where I sometimes send people from LinkedIn to Substack as well. But I try to see Substack as a distribution channel rather than an email platform. Because first of all, it's a really bad email platform itself. Like there's no segmentation, nothing like this. So I use Substack to post notes, which are essentially tweets. So there's a slight similarity there. They grow the Substack organically. Sometimes I send people from LinkedIn to Substack as well. And on Substack, I send just like broad newsletters. But if people want my free stuff, they are going on a Kit list where they can sequence the audience and like actually send proper emails.
Right now you are at 9,254 followers on LinkedIn. What is the size of your mail list, if you can say?
It's not big. It's you can check Substack as well, but I think it's 350 something.
Okay.
So it's pretty fresh.
Okay, you just started it.
Organically grown in the last few months, since December. I'm not even sure. October, maybe. November. I didn't put too much focus on just growing the email list just yet. Now that I launched a bunch of stuff, now the focus is really on distribution. Better and more LinkedIn content, emails, and actually growing the list and trying to see what sticks with the products, right?
Out of curiosity, for your number of followers, 9,200 something, how many impressions do you usually get on your posts on LinkedIn?
Recently, if you post a meme, I get easily 50 to 100,000 impressions, but it's usually
50 to 100,000.
Yeah. So if you're on the profile right now, if you check I posted 3 meme-ish posts where I made fun of a cold DM or whatever. 50 to 100,000 views is no problem on those because it's the kind of trend right now. It's more like the shit posting people do on Twitter. I don't like it, and it doesn't bring you good 100,000 views. So those 100,000 views are like other ghostwriters, other marketers that find it funny.
But that on LinkedIn, right?
Yes, on LinkedIn, yeah. So this is cool. It gets you dopamine, of course, but it doesn't get me any clients. So if I post like a more serious post about client stuff about or how LinkedIn works and like try to give insights and value, then it's between 2,000 and 20, 30,000. It depends, right?
Still good. Still very good.
Yeah. I mean, you can also go viral with this stuff. I think the biggest post last year had like 300,000 impressions from like a listicle, a LinkedIn listicle, or AI listicle in fact. But again, sometimes the impressions are really meaningless. You can get 100,000 impressions just because it goes viral. It doesn't mean that there is one paying customer under those, right?
And sometimes these ones, which got like way less impressions, they will get you clients,
exactly,
and subscribers for your mail list.
100%. Yeah. I think the best list, the best post from a mail list, got only 2,000 or 3,000 impressions, but got a bunch of subs and I think over 50 views on the newsletter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, the impressions. In fact, you don't even want to have them if you are really serious and just do client stuff. I do a mix because I want to go to 10,000 followers. It's a huge social proof point, right? And some kind of standing in the niche in the industry is always important for someone who is like selling personal branding and generating revenue from LinkedIn, whatever. But if I'm a service provider who doesn't help people to grow on social media and monetize it, say, I don't know, any operational service or whatever, I would completely forget about likes and just post like really highly targeted posts that get maybe 200 impressions, but then get clients, right?
Yes. All right, Stefan, let me ask you, if you go back in time, like what would you have done differently? Like what did you learn? And you say like, okay, this, I wouldn't do it. I would do it different way. Since you started with the ghostwriting, I mean.
Yeah. So one thing that comes immediately to my mind is before the ghostwriting, I had 17,000 followers on Instagram on my personal brand, but couldn't monetize it for the reason we just talked about. I had a lot of impressions and views and followers from people who never bought. And I abandoned and deleted that page instead of fixing it. This is one thing. And by doing that, I kind of lost track of how important the personal brand is. It was 2021 to 2022. And then I had this gap of 3 years of not building my own personal brand, neither on Instagram nor on Twitter. And this is the biggest mistake because at the end of the day, now it is on a good stage again with LinkedIn. But I mean, I lost 3 years and probably, it's hard to pinpoint, but at least $100,000, if not even more, right? If that compounds. This is the biggest mistake. I would start building in public and just posting my personal brand and continue it throughout my whole career. And other than that, it's hard to say. It's really the posting yourself. Because in the beginning of my ghostwriting, I often had the objection, oh yeah, cool that you can do it for other clients, but why don't you do it for yourself? Right? This is a big objection in general. So I would say maybe it was investing into something that helps me with the ghostwriting, because I was so hooked on the JK Molina videos on YouTube when I started, and I learned a lot from them from the free videos. I never considered investing in a ghostwriting course or whatever. But a year ago, when I started LinkedIn, I invested into like a ghostwriting cohort, and it really helped me as well from the writing perspective. I guess that too, because you get feedback from professional writers, but also from the systems, right? Like again, I manage up to 8, 9 clients if it's more, right? Alone And this only works with the systems. And this is not just, oh, ChatGPT helps you to write content. No, it's not. It's a lot of like Notion dashboards and operational stuff in the background that needs to be on point, right? And you usually can't figure it out on yourself. So you better buy yourself into something that helps you with this, right?
Since you mentioned it, what are the tools that you use, or some of the tools that you use? You mentioned Notion for dashboards.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Notion for dashboards. Although I'm not the biggest fan of Notion anymore, I don't know, maybe Monday works as well. The biggest thing is Claude. Like I stopped using ChatGPT for the business. I still use it privately or to brainstorm a bit. But when it comes to writing, Claude is like non plus ultra, I would say. It's like the best thing ever. What else do I use? I use Magic Post, which is in general an AI content creation tool itself, but I don't use the feature. I use it to schedule my posts. What else? What else will I use? Solely for the writing, nothing, I would say. I use Make for some slide automations, for example.
So you Claude
Yeah.
4.6 Opus, it's, in your opinion, better than ChatGPT for copywriting?
I use not Opus, Sonnet.
Sonnet, okay.
100%. Not even, I used Claude only for writing since what, 4.1 or something, even 4.0. So in the beginning, I used ChatGPT because it was the only thing, 2023. It was okay. But at the end, it's not a good writing tool. Like it's trained on all the bullshit on Reddit and the whole internet. And it shows. If you go on LinkedIn and I scroll, I can immediately see who is using either ChatGPT or Magic Post because they both have very distinct features and I know exactly that they are using it. And I think it's almost disgusting. If you actually want to write and you like writing before AI, it's bad to see. That being said, you should definitely use some kind of AI. So now I use Claude. Let me actually pull up my list of tools real quick. I just want to check if there's something. Yeah, Canva, of course, for slide graphics,
Canva,
nothing
yeah.
crazy. I use Calendly for booking calls, although I don't really book any calls anymore. I use Kit for emails, right? Notion, we said. I use Zoom for calls, and I use WriteStack for Substack, which is basically a scheduler for Substack and also analytics tool.
Okay. In 2026, now we are in March, would you say it's worth it to start a ghostwriting career?
I would say it's pretty easy to scale and make money as a ghostwriter if you have a certain expertise or you train it over a few months. Because there is like, sure, if you look around and if you see people, then you would say that there are a lot of ghostwriters, and there are. The problem is 90% of them are really bad. Like there is a very select few that run the ghostwriting space and that have the cohorts and the courses, and they make a lot of money with ghostwriting, and their top students make a lot of money with ghostwriting. But then there's a huge gap to people who just started and think they can ghostwrite just with ChatGPT and no prior experience. So if you're actually interested in writing and growing social media pages, if you get in the top 10%, you will do really well. And it's not that hard, I would say.
All right. Well, we are now reaching the end of this interview. This has been amazing. Thanks a lot, Stefan,
Thanks for the questions. Really insightful.
Yeah. Any last recommendation for people who are building, who are maybe growing a personal brand, or who wants to make money online? As you said, that was your initial intention when you started this. For the people who are starting now, what would be your recommendation?
For everyone who is looking to make money online, growing an audience, anything like that, just start posting and share your stuff, what you're doing. And if you're starting to build your personal brand, then make the first post about, hey, today I start building my personal brand. This is the platform that I picked. This is the audience I want to go for. It might change, but I will be documenting everything here with a post a day, whatever it is. This is the lowest barrier of entry. This is the best barrier of entry. And you will build a personal brand if you want or not, just by sharing this stuff, because people will relate with you.
All right. I like that. All right, Stefan. Thanks a lot. And
Thank
cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.